We are flying through the football season as we head into week 9. Kenny C, back on the ones and twos with you guys. Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome back to the Kenny C Show. This episode, who's hot and who's not. Like Limp Bizkit's new song says, when you're hot, but when you're not, you're not. Shout out my guy Fred Durst. Those that don't subscribe, watching this right now, hit that subscribe button. It's such a simple act, but it goes for miles and miles. And those that already subscribe, you know it's all love. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys help to keep this train rolling, keep my inspiration moving right on along, just like this football season. Now, this episode, as I mentioned, who's hot, who's not. We got to start off with the positives because you want to bring the positive vibes to start, right? You don't want to go down the negative path and set this thing off on a glum, morose trajectory. No. We're going to keep the vibes right now. And who are the vibes? The 7-1 Colts. That's who. The best team in football. Who is hot? The Indianapolis Colts, coming off of a 38-14 dominating win over their rival, their division foe, their division rival, the Tennessee Titans. The Colts on a 4-game winning streak, a plus 116 point differential, which is the best in football. Shane Steichen, I sung his high praises in last week's episode. If you missed it, go check it out. He is my Coach of the Year favorite right now. What he's doing with Daniel Jones has been phenomenal. He worked with Justin Herbert in 2020, helping him to win Rookie of the Year. He worked with Phillip Rivers for a long time. This guy knows how to coach quarterbacks, and Indiana Jones is doing his thing. 21 for 29 with 3 touchdown passes and 272 yards against the Titans. Just utter domination. And who is his counterpart? Jonathan Taylor. Put him in the MVP conversation as well. 12 carries, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 receiving through the air. The first player since Jamal Charles did it in 2013 with the Chiefs to have 500 scrimmage yards and 10 touchdowns in a 4-game span. This Colts team, eerily similar to last year's Eagles team. They have the pass catchers, they can spread the ball around through the air, and they have the running back with the offensive line to boot that can get them far. And this defense looks pretty freaking good as well. This Colts team is a well-oiled machine. We're going to move right on along. Who's hot, who's not? We're staying with the hot, and that is the New England Patriots. The New York Jets are my New York allegiance. They are my New York team. I've been a Jets fan since I was a little kid. Packers fan. Packers are my main team. My dad, big Favre guy, got me into them at a young age. But the Jets, undoubtedly living in New York, I got to pick a New York allegiance, right? And I've been a Jets fan as well for a long time. I'm not suffering on the level that Jets fans are suffering on because, again, my primary team is the Packers, but the Patriots, Jets fans, you don't want to hear this, they're looking really good. They're 6-2 right now, riding high on a 5-game winning streak. This is their best start to the season since 2019. Now, all these things come full circle, right? What happened in 2019? They fell to the Titans in the divisional that year. Who was the head coach of the Titans? Mike Vrabel. Shocker. Mike Vrabel knows how to get teams to the playoffs. Mike Vrabel knows how to win playoff games to an extent, but he is a great coach, and you are seeing that translate to success with Drake May, Josh McDaniels as his OC, May having another great game. 18 for 24, 282 yards with 7 carries and 50 yards on the ground rushing, and 3 total touchdowns in a romping 32-13 romping of the Cleveland Browns. Top 3 run defense in the league the Patriots have. They are top 10 in points per game allowed. This is a well-oiled machine and a team that is destined to do big things this year. In last week's Pretenders and Contenders video, I said put those Patriots in the contending column because they have the coach to get them pretty far. The last one that I'll mention, and I'll keep it brief for who's hot, the Green Bay Packers. I mean, this is no glaze. This is no, I'm being a homer. No. You got to call it how it is. The Packers, last 4 games, a tie and 3 straight wins. Coming off a win against who? This man right here, their former longtime legendary quarterback, who is my favorite player of all time, Aaron Rodgers, They go into Pittsburgh. They get a win in Pittsburgh, the Packers do, for the first time since December 9th, 1970. Let that sink in. And Jordan Love, the Padawan, taking down the Jedi Master Aaron Rodgers in a battle 35-25. Second half was night and day. The play calling from LaFleur was awesome yet again. Dialed up the creativity. Jordan Love was doing his thing. 29 for 37, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 143 yards on National Tight Ends Day. He leads not just tight ends, but all wide receivers in receiving yards on Sunday. And that man is Tucker Kraft. 143 receiving yards, 7 receptions with 2 touchdowns. Kraft could not be stopped. And as you heard when he was mic'd up after, I think, his second touchdown, I do this. And he, in fact, does this. This man is a bona fide stud. Micah Parsons, 6.5 sacks now in the season. Rashawn Gary, 7.5 sacks on the season. They made Rodgers' life hell. They got pressure. They got to him. And the Green Bay Packers are rolling. We got to move on to who's not. You got to take it there. Who's hot and who's not? Well, I'll tell you who's not. The Tennessee Titans, 1-7 on the year, coming off of the aforementioned romping by their division foe, the Indianapolis Colts. They are in a 3-game losing streak, and they have yet to win a game at home, 0-3 at home. Where to begin with this dumpster fire right now? They're clearly a team that's in a rebuild. You fired your coach midway in Brian Callahan. Mike McCoy, what is he supposed to really do? Mid-season coaching firings never translate to success. But I don't know if the Titans front office and ownership really knows what the hell they're doing. When you look at the offensive side of things, Cam Ward has had flashes of being bad, i.e. that strip sack fumble that the Patriots forced on him for a touchdown. A couple of weeks ago, he had the interception this past week against the Colts in the end zone. I think it was Lamons that picked him off in the end zone. But these are all things that you see in a rookie quarterback, especially with an offensive line that has given up or allowed the most sacks in the league with 34. They have a run game that is damn near non-existent when it comes to success. 27th in the league in run block win rate. Pollard, 424 yards. That's 20th in the league. 32nd in the league in terms of touchdowns. He's tied for 32nd with just 2, despite having the 12th most carries in the NFL. But the offensive line not doing their job goes hand in hand with Pollard not being able to do much. So that takes away an element of the offense for the rookie quarterback in Cam Ward, who, by the way, I think has awesome quarterback IQ. And some of the throws that he's made, specifically in that game against the Cardinals in the fourth quarter where he had 193 yards in a dramatic comeback win, some of those balls downfield to Calvin Ridley, and the one ball that he had down on the sidelines to the tight end who I'm blanking on right now, number 84. I'm blanking on it, Gunnar Helm, who caught his first touchdown this past week against the Colts. He had a great dot in the fourth quarter to Gunnar Helm, who was out of bounds just inside the 5. So this kid's got the arm strength. This kid's got the raw talent. He's got the IQ. How about we put some pieces around him, i.e. an offensive line that can block, i.e. a defense that can make plays. They're trading away their entire secondary. And Roger McCreary, they just traded him to the Rams. They already traded Jason Brownlee to the Jets, dealing with Marcus Harris, who's their sixth round pick in this past draft. You have Jalen Armour-Davis, Darrell Baker, Samuel Womack, guys that, unless you really studied them in college, when you look at them in the NFL, you're like, for the first time reading these names, you're like, okay, who in the hell are some of these guys? And obviously, they're very young, so there's upside there, but you got to have a blend of some veteran talent in there. Now, they have some talented pieces on the defense. Devondre Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons, who was hurt in the game against the Colts and did not play. Arden Key. They have some talent on the defensive side of things, but as a cohesive unit, they are just not good, to put it bluntly. Now, when you look at the weapons that Ward has around him at his disposal, Chimere DK, he's got some talent. He's young, could be up and coming. I think he was a 4th round pick. Elik Isle Manor. So they got some talent, but it has to sort of get going. Chig Okwonu. This is going to be like one of those phonetic portions of the segment where I'm like, whoa, Okonkwo. Chig Okonkwo, I believe, is how you say his name, the tight end. So they have some young talent there, but mixed with the rookie quarterback. Calvin Ridley is pretty much over the hill. He can still play, but he's getting up there in age and probably erring on the side of retirement soon. So this is just a Titans team that's in a rebuild that needs to figure things out. But right now, they are definitely not hot. But moving along to a Cardinals team that I just mentioned against the Titans, who blew that game. This is a Cardinals team that's really weird because when you look at the last few weeks, they have lost by 4 points the last 2 weeks, and the week prior to that was the 22-21 loss to the Titans because DeMercado doesn't know how to hold on to the freaking ball, which, by the way, that costed me my week in fantasy. He went from, I think, like 6 or 7 points when he could have had 16 points if he just ran the ball into the end zone there, tucked it, and crossed without celebrating. So the Cardinals losing to the Titans in that game is really an indictment of just how up and down and how inconsistent that they have been. Losing close games, defense playing well for 3 quarters, falling apart in the 4th quarter. They went, 2-3 with Kyler Murray at the beginning of the year through 5 weeks. He suffered the foot injury. It's been Jacoby Brissett the last 2 weeks. They almost beat the Packers. Didn't happen. The Packers were able to punch it in. Josh Jacobs was able to punch it into the goal line and seal that one. And then the defense beat up at the end. Brissett couldn't get it going, couldn't get it done. And then the narrow loss to the Colts. But this is a Cardinals team that has had inconsistent play at the quarterback position, inconsistent play in 4th quarter specifically for the defense. And when you look at their run game, 20th in the league in rushing yards per game and 23rd in the league in passing yards per game. So this is a combined offense that is just not having total success when it's needed through 4 quarters of play. You're relying on guys like Trey Benson, DeMercado, Bam Knight in that backfield. James Conner's the touchdown machine for them when it comes to the running back position, and not having him for the year is a huge loss. Trey McBride is awesome. Harrison's awesome. Even, I'm forgetting his name right now, but Michael Wilson, he's played well. But this is just a Cardinals team that is discombobulated and they can't find ways to clutch up when they need to. They're on a 5-game losing streak, which is the worst in the league, sitting at 2-5, so they are definitely not hot. Coming off the bye week, they just had the bye in week 8. They will be playing the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, which we saw the Cowboys get rocked by Bo Nix and the Broncos. That's a favorable matchup if Kyler Murray is able to return for that game. The Cardinals offense needs to play 4 quarters of football. They had a 1.8% win probability, or excuse me, the Titans did. 1.8% win probability, in that game against the Cardinals. And they pulled it off because, like I mentioned, Ward threw for 193 yards in that 4th quarter. And that was all she wrote. The Cardinals defense folded. So they need to try to pick things up. They got 10 games to do it. And the last team that I'll touch on, hallelujah. That's right, the New York Jets. They get their first win of the season against an abysmal Cincinnati Bengals defense, allowing the Jets to put up 30 plus, allowing them to get 2-point conversions and come back in the 4th quarter. And boy, oh boy, was that a huge win for Justin Fields, because he heard it from Woody Johnson, the owner, saying we just have a quarterback that is just not playing well. Justin Fields, I respect the hell out of him for making himself vulnerable, but allowing himself to also be personable, all in the same breath in the post-game presser, saying, I dropped down on my knees in my closet and was crying, praying to God to just help me play better, help me get a win. And Nick Mangold, rest in peace to a childhood legend of mine, growing up watching this man play, legendary future Hall of Fame center for the New York Jets, passing away at the age of 41 due to kidney failure. Absolute tragedy, and he needs to be remembered. So prayers to his family. Young age of 41, he has kids, he has a family. It's a horrific tragedy and a shame But the Jets went out and they won that game for Nick Mangold, and Justin Fields played well. Breece Hall. It's funny when you use your playmakers, how the success you can find. And Breece Hall balled out. The Jets were able to get a win. They are 1-7 on the year, so they finally get the win, and there are no more winless teams. The Jets, they're not hot by any stretch. They are actually not, but they just got a win. I had to mention them. They're one of the bottom feeder teams in the league, so they are not hot, but they get a big win against the Bengals. It's a monkey off their backs, and it's finally a W in the win column. I want to hear from all of you guys. Fans of any and all teams, all 32, I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Drop your comments on this video. Who's hot, who's not, in your opinion, and hit that subscribe button. And also, make sure to stay tuned to the Kenny C Show, because we bring this energy, we bring this effort, and we bring these episodes every single week. Week 9 on the way.